Hi, everyone. Happy Election Day. Yay. Let's see here. What happens if I lift this up? The top of this laptop? Because I just want to try and create a flat space to lay my text. Okay, that's good. All right. So I am going to be performing for you, the viewing audience via the internet, and also the lovely people that have joined us here, a speech that Hillary Clinton gave back in 2011 to the United Nations. And I'm going to do it backwards. So does the volume sound okay to everyone? Yeah. What if I stand upright? Yeah. That's okay? Because that's more comfortable for me. Okay. Much vary you thank. Together successfully it travel will we. Ahead rode the long how matter, know that confidence and hope great, with you before come I. Today do we work the by shaped be will lives, whose generations future and nations our, people our for, history of side right, the on be us let. Call that answer us let. Declaration universal, the of words, the real make, to more once called are we. Rights and dignity, in equal and free created are persons all that, truth immutable the, truth the with, again once converge will opinion, before times many so happened has it as. Evolving still are opinions which on questions involve today's shared I've thoughts that know I. Well, as that reflects history, and wrong were rights human, constrict to tried who those, them honors history, and history of side right, the on and were rights human, of circle the expanding for advocate who those. Continued has justice and equality toward march the and. On and workers, immigrants, disabilities with people, children, minorities racial, peoples indigenous, women of rights that recognize to campaigns enjoined coast to coast from people. Slavery over war civil brutal a fought we. Inequality and intolerance with grappled repeatedly has that nation a of story, the is states united, the of story the. Quote, history of side right, the on be, end quote. Rights human support to others urging when invoke states united, the in people, that phrase a is there. Love they whom or are they who matter no, respected rights human there have and dignity with treated be to deserve people all. Simple as this, people young many for because. Climb to continue will rights human LGBT for support that mind my and doubt little is there. Quote, inclusiveness is it. Constitution Indian, the of theme underlying, and be to said be, can that tenet one is there if, end quote. Quote I and. Writing ago years, to India in homosexuality decriminalized court high Delhi. The example one highlight two. Places many in evident is evolution this. Gay are who people with relationships professional and personal established, and debates and dialogues engaged. It too thought more devoted have we as, years the over topic, this on convictions, our own of deepening and experienced have myself including, people many. Transformed been have places many in people gay toward attitudes lifetimes are in. Come can change quickly, how firsthand seen have us of many but. Us before lies work of deal great Easy be not will ahead road, the know we. Them give can we, help the all deserve, and dedicated and brave are, us with today here are whom of some, places hostile in, community LGBT, the for rights human, for advocate who men and women the. Persons LGBT against abuses to swiftly respond to, and discrimination against fight the in organizations international enlist to. Rights LGBT of protection the promotes assistance foreign our that ensure to. Seekers asylum and refugees LGBT vulnerable protect to efforts enhanced to. Conduct and status LGBT of criminalization the combat to overseas engaged agencies government U.S. all directed has President the. Government the across and department state the at underway already efforts on building. Abroad persons LGBT against abuses rights human combating to dedicated strategy government U.S. first. The place and to put Obama president, Washington in back morning this. People, America, the among friends of millions have you, and America, the states united, the in ally have you. Country, my for true, certainly is that. Face you dangers and injustices, the to end and bring to and. You support to hard working our globe, the around people. Alone not are you that no please. Vulnerable and isolated, feel or support of network a two connected are you whether life your of circumstances the whatever and live you wherever. This same let worldwide women and men LGBT to finally end. Gay be to crime a be never should it, but accountable held be should they, do they when end? People straight like just, do they and can they? Crimes commit, don't, or can't people gay, that saying not am I. Clear be me let because laws you're under equals as treated, our citizens all that ensuring means also it. Saying thee do to people you're persuading, and citizens you're all of dignity, the for upstanding means it. For called is it when people you're of front, in out, being means definition by leadership. This consider to you ask I, gay being for executed or beaten, jailed are people where country those of leaders the two. Community LGBT, the of rights human, the for. Support more galvanized to world the of region every in and here work, and further go must we now. Identity, gender, and orientation sexual thereof because people against violence and criminalization. To end and for calling statement a supported regions all from countries 85, March and Council Rights Human the at. People LGBT of Rights Human the around consensus global a strengthened to. Year this acted community international the Geneva in here right. Message moral powerful a send we. Act do we when but. On carry they so, and actions there for consequences any suffer won't they that. Abusers and deniers, those to message the sends that, act to fail and rights human, of abuses and denials see we when conversely. Equality for struggle, this with true is the same. Faiths all of people for task A is anti-Semitism or Islamophobia combating. Races all of people from contributions on relied has equality racial for fight the. Crucial remains men of support the rights women's for fight the in. Barrier the of sides both on those from effort cooperative a taken has it fallen has progress to barrier a time every. Sidelines the on sit cannot us of rest the. Sidelined is humanity of part anyone so. Change political for necessary majorities, the achieve never can minorities. alone acting. Seek they changes the about bring to empowered lease, our rights denied are who those often but. No, never will we names whose many more are there, and cause this for lives they are given, literally have who activists LGBT brave of names and know we. Inspirational courage there and invaluable are experiences and knowledges there. Are you of many so as effort this help lead must people LGBT? Yes. People LGBT, including people all for rights human, embrace to world the bring to part our do we how? A question final and fifth. Understanding greater, creating of hope the in disagree, we whom with those with humbly engage we as and. Persons all of dignity, the for respect and tolerance embrace to work as we. Beliefs held deeply upon reflect we as us of all to applies challenge this. Quote, change cannot I that myself about something for against discriminated be to feel it would how? Love I person the love to crime may were it if feel it would how? End quote. Ourselves asked to need we. Shoes else is someone in mile a walk to willing, being from comes progress finally. Change the embraced have marines, the that and unfounded were concerns his that says, repeal the against voices strongest, the of one was who commandant court marine the now. Forces armed are on effect negative, a have would, tell don't ask don't. Of repeal the that country my in worried some. Foresee not, could policy the of supporters, the even ways in fabric social are strengthened it how? Saw we that it did, and ahead went he until wasn't it and. Cohesion unit undermine would it, that argued they. Military are of desegregation racial, the ordered he when, ere grave in making was Truman president that thought country my and many. Dissipate change about fears before change must laws that case the often is it, speaking practically. Equality of imperative moral, the reinforced protections equal require that laws. Discrimination of kinds other validate discriminate that laws. Effect teaching a have laws. Rights of recognition broader, not followed, preceded, have protections legal. Country owned my including places many in. Laws and changes from comes progress, but it avoid to not conversation the begin to reason a as. Belief and differences stark see to willingness a takes it and. Small and big places in conversations of constellation a takes it fact in. Conversation a take does it. Speech then more takes issues these of understanding reaching. All of rights human the protect we where world a in not. Choose we whatever do cannot we. Choose we whatever believe to free each are we while yet. Others of humanity the denigrate beliefs of words are if even. Belief of freedom and expression of freedom include rights human universal. Cultures and religions all across cut and universal are rights human, that universal is experience human, the because is it. Human fully be two means it, what of expression, a is others for caring and. Identity and meaning of sources vital also forge we, that family and love of bonds, the us of most for, likewise and. People as are we who to fundamental and identity and meaning, a source vital, a is practice and belief religious, us of many for. Source common, a from emanate people LGBT of dignity, the defend to and religion of freedom, to protect to commitments are that mind and keep us let and. It abolished to sought who those also was it. Religion on leaned whose slavery justified who those only not was it. Beings human fellow our toward inspiration and compassion of sources our culture are and religion are indeed. Rights human of protection, the with conflict in actually teachings and traditions, religious and cultural, are rarely that noting bears it course of. Killing their accepting explicitly or tacitly, or communities and families therefrom expelling, behavior or status there criminalizing, people LGBT on violence inflicting for. True holds this and. Us of all to belong that rights human, the trumps tradition or practice, know that learned to came we cases these of each in. Rights human of violation unconscionable, and as reviled properly now is God by sanctioned as justified once was what? Slavery would likewise. Criminal it's, cultural isn't women toward violence, but traditional cultural a of part as practices those defend still some people. Mutilation genital female or burning widow, killings honor like women towards practices violent for offered justification the unlike not is this. Citizens LGBT of rights human that protect to not or violate to reason a as values cultural or religious cite people when arises issue challenging most perhaps in third the. Well as challenges others for true holds that well. AIDS and HIV tackle to program health public effective and be cannot there. Shadows the inkept are people LGBT as long as for that recently outpointed Botswana of Mogai president former. LGBT as long as for that recently, LGBT the or, minorities religious or, racial women are they wherever, or the or lesser as treated is group any wherever, incurred our costs. Gay be to happen who entrepreneurs by pursued never ideas in, communities strengthen would that views and voices of silencing thee, and violence and disease to lost lives straight and gay both, in rights these protecting not to, costs are there, countries all in fact but. Afford can nations wealthy only that luxury a is community LGBT, the of rights human, the protecting that worrisome now. Neighbors are, and friend are, family are they. It acknowledge we whether or, it know we whether or and. Athletes and soldiers, bankers and farmers, teachers and doctors are they. Faiths all, races all, ages all are they. World the in society every to belong, and into born are people gay, reality in well. It reject to grounds have west the outside people therefore, and phenomenon western a is it believed to seem some. World the of part particular a from arises homosexuality, whether of question a is issue second the. Rights gay are rights human, and rights human are rights gay. Why is that and? Human less you make, not does LGBT being, minority ethnic, or tribal, religious, racial a being like, woman a being like. Them for rights special or new, creating then rather, had always people that rights honoring were we that understood we, did it as and. Time over evolved it. Once at all occur, not did recognition this. Humanity common a share they, people all like, because rights and dignity of measure full, the two entitled are groups these of members that recognize to come have we years 60 past the in yet. Groups marginalized, other, or disabilities with people or children or people indigenous to applied it how about thinking weren't also they. Community LGBT, the two applied it how about thinking not were rights human of declaration universal, the past and drafted, that governments the, ago years 60, course of now. Same thee and one are they, fact in, but. Distinct and separate are rights human and rights gay, that suggested have some. Matter thee of heart, the two goes issue first the. Everywhere citizens LGBT of rights human, thee recognizes that consensus global a reach to. Together address must we issues important and difficult, the about talk to want I, spirit that and so. Acting delay cannot we. Easy not is front this on progress though even. Humility and understanding, respect with you before here come I so. Beliefs religious and cultural, political, personal, held deeply on rest people LGBT of rights human, the protecting of way, the instanding obstacles, the that, and people many for sensitive is. No I, issue this raising now. Home at rights human, protect to do to work have more, nations all like, we so. Experiences daily are exclusion and bullying, people young many including, some for, and lives own therein harassment and violence endured have Americans LGBT many. Country hour of parts in crime it still was it 2003 until. Perfect from far is people gay for rights human on record country's own my, that knowing subject this about speak I. Time hour of challenges rights human remaining the of one now is which, that claim to right a have who, dignity and equality bestowed given, and free born are beings human, people transgendered and bisexual, lesbian, gay, about talking am I. Harm from themselves protect, to are they who deny or suppress to forced and countries and homes from their driven. Learn and work to opportunities denied are they. Abuse in join even, often to, or way other, the look them protect, to empowered authorities, while citizens fellow thereby violence and contempt with treated are many. Executed even, terrorized, beaten, arrested are they. Minority invisible, and are they ways in many. Today world the of parts many too, and denied still are rights human who those of group one protect, to do to left have we work, the about talk to want I today. People all for progress and reality of that, commitment that secure to done be too more much. Know all you as, still is there now. Secured been has freely faith their practice to minorities religious of ability the, abolished been have status second class to women relegated the practices social and legal, repealed been have laws racist places many in. Away fallen have humanity of benefits full, the and dignity of experience full, the liberty of measure full, the enjoying from people prevented once that barriers step by step. Reality human of rights human making, in progress great made have nations many, adopted was declaration the since 63 the in. World the around individuals and organizations, governments from revisions and suggestions incorporated they and hours of thousands for rewrote, revised, revisited they, wrote they, discussed they, work to went delegates these so and people all of dignity and humanity inherent the protect and atrocities future prevent would we that ensure help to, kind this of statement a for pressed nations many, World War II of aftermath the in. Everywhere people of freedoms and rights fundamental, the enshrine would that declaration a drafting to themselves devoted continent 6 from delegates 1947 in beginning. Century lasts the of accomplishments great, the of one of anniversary, the day rights human, celebrate will we, weekend this. Here being at pleasure and honor deep, my express, me let and, evening good. Thank you.